Welcome, everyone. We are Cindy and Jens Brentison. We are coming to you tonight from St. Augustine, Florida. We are senior presidential directors, and we just celebrated, I think today, our 3-year
Yeah, it was.
anniversary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you didn't even know it, did you?
Nope, I didn't.
We are so delighted to be with you tonight. And oh my goodness, we have something very special in store for you. And we are looking forward to the testimony that we have tonight for you. So, some of you are brand new, and some of you have been with us before, but you're still a little new. And then we've got some that have been around for a while. So, we just want to say welcome to each and every one of you. And we're going to start tonight by sharing with you about the star of this Zoom, and it is the X39 technology. 3 years ago, we were introduced to this little patch, and it is something that comes 30 patches in an envelope called a sleeve. This technology has absolutely changed our lives. Oh my goodness, we are so grateful that it's come into our life. And we're going to share with you right now, how do we wear this? This little teeny patch gets the back of it peeled, and then we can place it anywhere we want on our bodies. And when we do that, the heat of our body is activating what is inside that patch. And inside that patch is sugar, salt, and ground plant particles. And when the heat of our body activates it, what happens is that it becomes like a mirror. It is simply reflecting our own infrared light back into our tissue. When that happens, it is re-elevating our own copper GHK peptides. Just remember peptides.
Yep.
And when that happens, the rest is science. So as our light is reflected back into our tissue and our peptides go up, they automatically, as in science, reactivate your very own stem cells and your very own collagen back to youthful, healthy stem cells and collagen. It's amazing. And what I love about it is all I do is peel this little sticker, place it anywhere I want on my body, and I go out every day and do life while I'm wearing that patch. It is stimulating me back into a youthful, healthy state at a cellular level. So, how much greater can that be? I mean, that is absolutely incredible, right? And it is so inexpensive. It costs us $3.30 a day. And we're going to share with you in just a little bit how you can get your product, your patches at wholesale, just like we do. So we are going to be sharing a few slides with you. And on these slides, they are going to be some documented information that we're going to read it, but it's going to help you to just absorb it better as we're quickly going through. So when I was sharing with you about how I peel the patch and wear it, how does the X39 work? Well, it is a proprietary form of phototherapy. So when I said the light was reflected back into my tissue from this patch being activated by the heat of my body, that is a patent, and that's called phototherapy. I shared with you that it was ground sugar, salt, and plant particles inside a sealed patch. That means it's inside a non-transdermal patch. That is also a patent. No one else has this. No one else has a non-transdermal patch, and it is a patented nanocrystal technology. This does not have drugs, chemicals, or stimulants in it, and it is non-invasive. That means that if you are on any medications, it doesn't matter. It's not going to interfere. And it also means if you do competition where your blood is checked for drugs or chemicals, this doesn't put anything like that in your body because it does not contain any of that. It's simply reactivating your body into a natural reboot to bring you back into a better health and wellness. So I mentioned there were a couple of patents. Well, here is the most important patent. This patent says, again, governmental US patent, that when my light goes back into my body, there is elevation of the copper peptide. And that's what I said earlier. When the copper peptide is re-elevated, there is an improvement of your energy and an elevation of antioxidants. But most importantly, there is an activation of your stem cells. Why does this matter and why is it important? Well, to us, the reason it's so important is because we know that everyone we talk to is looking for something to reactivate and re-elevate their very own stem cells, reactivate peptides. What they're doing is they're using supplements. They don't know that they can actually reactivate their very own stem cells, their very own collagen, and their very own peptides. And those are the ones your body loves.
All right. How do you wear this thing? Well, as Cindy said, all you do is peel this thing and stick it on your body. You know, guys, this is the most simplest thing I've ever seen you can do to improve your health. No pills, no lotions, no potions. Just
That's
just
right.
just a simple little patch. So how do you wear it? Well, the case studies, they do it at the base of the neck and below the belly button. But t technically, I mean, you can wear it anywhere. I always say if it hurts, stick it there. So you stick it on for 12 hours, you pull it off 12 hours, give your body a chance to repair and rejuvenate, and you throw it away, put a new one on tomorrow. Drink plenty of water.
Your bodies need
The more
hydration.
hydrated you are, the better this patch is going to work. The better your body's going to work anyway,
That's right.
regardless. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times we get busy and we forget, that we need to be drinking water and
Yeah.
staying hydrated. So it's a great reminder for all of us that we need to stay hydrated.
And studies do show that at age 30, we're only half our stem cells are still active, and at age 60, there's almost none. So the fact that you can actually there's technology out there to re-stimulate,
Yes.
your cells. I mean, that to me, that's just incredible because that to me, that's the foundation of your whole health, your whole health, because your stem cells repair can turn into any cell in your body and repair them. And so your heart, your liver, your kidneys need something, it happens. But when it slows down, that's why after 30, 40, you start feeling aches and pains and stuff like that because your stem cells aren't keeping up. So to me, this is probably one of the most incredible things in the natural health world.
We've ever
Not one,
seen.
it is the
It
most
is
incredible
the,
thing. There's nothing I've
yes.
seen that comes close to it, really.
And we've spent decades searching for something like this in natural health. We did not know it existed until 3 years ago.
Yep.
So let's talk about the benefits of
All
X39.
right. The benefits, there's a whole bunch of them. This list here to me is pretty minuscule, really.
Very
It's
basic.
just a small list. These are just the little things, well, they're not little, but they're,
Yeah.
they're
Compared to some of the testimonies we've
right,
seen,
right.
right?
Increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina. Cindy and I are both in our 70s, so these are, we can,
So much energy. I feel like I'm at least 39, maybe younger most days.
yeah, energy and vitality, mental clarity. Of course, that's
Oh, is that a biggie?
that's important as you older.
Hold on 1 minute. I feel 39, but when we found this patch, I was not aware that I had some brain fog and that I wasn't actually recalling things. Even I was even mixing up our grandchildren's names, and they brought it to my attention, and that was embarrassing. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, restored.
So I want to say too, this patch didn't heal, treat, or
Yep.
cure us, but it sure as heck did stimulate our bodies to do what they were created to do.
Restored muscle and skeletal condition. There again, as you age, that's extremely important. Improvement of sleep. I mean, sleep's, a lot of the basis of your health. If you're not getting proper sleep, you're gonna, it shows up in other areas.
That was my first testimony. I was a one patch wonder, 1 day on the patch, and I slept all night the next night. That may not sound like much to some of you, but for me, it was huge. For Jens, it was even bigger because when I didn't sleep, he didn't get to sleep. And I've been sleeping for the last 3 years. like a baby, and I dream. It's wonderful.
Improved skin appearance. Our dermatologist
Yep.
has definitely noticed the difference. There's been a major improvement because Cindy and I both grew up in South Florida sun, and so as you age, you get all these things that come up, and because they
Yeah.
tell me because I didn't wear sunscreen. I don't know if that's the problem or what, but anyway, this thing here has made a major improvement in them for sure.
I love the last sentence on the bottom of this slide where it says achieve optimal health. This is something that a lot of people don't realize that a natural reboot and this technology can actually give you a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. What I'm saying here is that this patch is stimulating your health of your mental, emotional, and physical. So that is a pretty big deal because I think all of us can use that today.
Okay, long-term results. I always say, the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset, and basically as you age, you have genes that turn off that you wish would stay on, and genes that turn on that you wish would stay off. So that right there is incredible. 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced, and there's some case studies on that, and we've seen a lot of testimonies that have to do with the brain. Collagen has increased in 3 months. Here again, this is collagen that your body is producing. It's not something you're swallowing or smearing on your body or whatever.
Paying a lot of money for.
This is the best collagen you can get because your body produced it. 6 months, heart reverses in age. There's case studies on that too. We've seen that personally in friends. So, at the end of the day, this thing's not anti-aging. It's actually age reversing, and that's, you
And
know,
what's so cool about that is everybody's looking for something for inflammation. They're looking for, again, I said peptides, collagen, stem cells. They don't know that this stem cell reactivation even exists. We need your help to let them know because there's a world out there praying for this, and we need to get this information to them. They don't know that there's a possibility of age reversal. They only know about anti-aging and they're seeking it. And they're looking for something to decrease inflammation because most of us know that inflammation is the underlying issue for us with aging, whatever it is we're dealing with. And health and just all of the different disorders and things that are popping up as we're aging all come from inflammation. So here's the case study on the brain. And I love this because this is a picture of a 77-year-old woman. The patch was placed on the back of her neck. So in the case studies, they place the patch. Everyone in the case study gets the patch placed the same place. So in this particular study, the patch went on the back of the neck. I want you to look in session 1. She has not put on a patch yet. And the red signifies inflammation of her brain, and there's a lack of brain coherence. Remember when I said I was calling my grandchildren by the wrong name? That was inflammation and a lack of brain coherence. I know a lot of you on here tonight are saying, sometimes I go to another room and I can't remember what I went for. That's the red in your brain. And so she then went on the patch, and at 3 weeks being on the patch in session 2, there is no more inflammation. The red is gone. There is improved brain coherence. Session 3, after 6 weeks, there is a complete turnaround. Better brain coherence. Her brain is now communicating with the different parts of itself, and her brain has calmed down. In session 1, before she wore the patch, she had a hyperactive brain. So I'm excited to share with you that my sister and her husband, Steve and Gina Merritt, are the leaders of what we call a team. LifeWave actually makes this technology, patents it, produces it, does everything for us to be able to take and market this patented wellness technology to our friends and our family. And then my family created thisisit.info.com. So I'm so proud of them and so excited that we have this because what we're sharing with you tonight can be found in that site. If you're someone that needs a deeper dive, you can go right to that site, thisisit.info.com, and you can read more. The most important thing you can do, one, is get yourself on the patch because after 50 years as a healthcare professional, I believe every person breathing needs this patch and this technology. But number two, on that site, go watch the first couple of videos. They're going to share how does the patch work? What is phototherapy? The third video is my brother-in-law, Steve Merritt, interviewing David Schmidt, the CEO and founder, that Jens is going to talk about in a few moments. And the fourth video is a doctor in Naples, Florida. He's sharing why he uses this as number one item in his protocol with all of his patients. So that's very exciting to know that this is being used not only in out in the natural realm, but also in the medical arena too. So here we're going to be getting ready to introduce someone. I'm so excited tonight to share with you that we are going to have a testimony from someone in the health field. And what gets so exciting to us week after week is that these testimonies of X39 have been life-changing and emotional. The best thing about X39 is that it absolutely works. And that is what we've seen over and over for 36 months as of today. We wake up every morning to a brand new, almost miraculous testimony. And we have cried more tears of joy over these testimonies and life-changing things that have been brought back to us. So I get the pleasure tonight to introduce you to Cathy Accurso. Cathy is in our team. She is a physical therapist here in my town. She is a director in the LifeWave company and in our team. And she is married to Joe Accurso, who is a chiropractor. So this is a win-win for them to be able to have this technology that they get to share. She is also a mother to their teenage daughter, Sarah, and a community leader teaching health and wellness wherever the door is open for her. And I'm excited to share with you that tonight she's going to share with you how she sees the X39 technology impacting her patients' health and wellness and her own. So, Cathy, are you able to? I
I'm
see
I'm here. I can put my video on. Hey, there I am.
you are. Thank you, my sweet
Hi.
girlfriend.
Hi, Cindy and Jens. How are you?
Hey, great.
Welcome, Cathy. We are wonderful. Thank you for joining us in the midst of all you had going on this week with company coming in and all the things.
I just finished my last patient too, so I'm good. So
Oh,
I'm really excited to be on tonight to share with you guys. Do you want me to start with my own testimonial first?
love that. Yes.
Okay. So bonus for me, my husband is a snorer. He was told that he had sleep apnea for sure. His dentist said, you need to take a sleep study test. And he said, why would I take that test? I'm not going to wear that stupid thing on my face anyway. So like some of the men, you know.
I would have said,
Um, and so we wanted to give this patch a try. Cindy introduced it. My husband is probably the biggest skeptic. And I made sure he wore it every day. And after 3 weeks, he stopped snoring. And what a gift to me, because I was constantly hitting him and telling him, honey, turn over. And he would talk to me and then next day not remember anything. So he was waking up multiple times. I watched him. I actually even videoed him a few times going like I'm like, wow, doesn't look right. And then my testimony came a bit later. I was diagnosed with Lyme disease in 2018 and went through a lot of different detoxes and did much better. Thank goodness the Lord steered me in the right direction for the right practitioners, but always had this underlying anxiety or lack of calmness in my brain. I didn't feel like I could do too much. Had to keep it simple. And after 8 weeks, I woke up one day and I said, you know, I feel great. I don't feel like overwhelmed. My daughter isn't overwhelming me, my teenage daughter, but she would do a lot. I could handle everything. I felt like I could see a full patient load, which was not the case at all. I kept telling my husband, I don't really want to see too many people. Just maybe two, and then I'll rest a little bit, and and now I just go, 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 which, which is my personality before anyway. So we're seeing that in ourselves. Joe said, yes, he read the research and then he looked into it and he said, you can talk to patients about this. This is safe. This would be something good. So we started to do that, and we had a sharing night that Cindy and Jen did at our office. We had 50 people there. And I'm telling you, we had a packed house. And I had a 78-year-old lady, patient of mine, that told me, Kathy, I feel normal for the first time in my life.
Mm.
That's a big statement. Like sometimes you don't know that you're not feeling normal because you're living with something you think you have to your whole life. And I'm here to tell you, you don't really need to do that. That, God doesn't want you to live with a pain the rest of your life. And one in particular recently, I kind of want to read this. So I'm going to.
Where'd she go?
Mhm. Nope, she just got muted or she went away. Hold on 1 minute. Let's see if we can get her back.
I guess it muted me.
Yeah, it muted you and turned your video off. Are you back?
I'm back.
Okay, so go ahead and I'll see if I can. I don't know why your video disappeared because I did make you host.
Well, if they can still hear me, I can keep talking.
We can hear you. Go right ahead.
Okay. So my patient told me that she contacted me just recently and said, I know it's been a while, but I'm completely off all my anxiety medication since I started using the patch. That was huge for her because it just debilitated her. And then she went on to say, and I don't know if this is an effect either, but I have less gray hair and I haven't needed to dye my hair as much. I had to cancel my hair appointment.
Love
So
it.
I thought that was wild. I'm like, yeah. And then my friend, it's so funny that, my friends told me, Kathy, you have less wrinkles. I'm like, well, I didn't go on the patch for that, but I'll take that benefit. I'll claim that. So that was pretty amazing to hear from them.
That is amazing. So Kathy,
Yes,
so when your patients come in, you're doing just like you would do out on the street, right? You're just telling them, hey, we're actually wearing this patented wellness technology, and I've had such and such testimony. The patch didn't heal, treat, or cure me, but I want to be able to share it with you because I think you'll receive a blessing from it too. You're doing it the same way we do it with our friends and our family, right? Sharing.
absolutely. I will give them a patch. I say, I want to put this on you just so you can see that nothing weird is going to happen. Um, Most likely they don't feel something the first day, but they can. Some people do. Some people say they slept better. Some people felt more calm. It's definitely, you have to give it time. The inventor tells us that for every 10 years of life, you need at least to be on it 1 month to see what your full effect is going to be. And I'm telling you, I went off my patch for 2 weeks because I gave my sister my patches and I was waiting for mine to come in. And I started feeling that brain swelling again and a little anxiety. And I went back on the patch. It only took 2 or 3 days and it was gone again. So I know for me, I'm not going off. Um, so it's something that I plan on staying on the rest of my life because the added benefit is so immense.
Yeah. Kathy, I'm sorry you lost your video. It's not on my end, but thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for sharing from your heart. I know your heart, and I just appreciate the fact that you want to help as many people as you can. So God bless you, and thank you so much for being on with us tonight. I
Thank you.
appreciate it so much.
There you,
We've got you back.
there you are.
Well, go figure. Okay.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So I just love when we get to hear things like this because so many people say to us all the time, well, what do I say to my chiropractor? And what do I say to my massage therapist? And what do I say to my dermatologist? Exactly what we're saying to our friends and family. And there you had it from the words of someone who is sharing with her patients, sharing with her friends, sharing with her acquaintances. So I love it that we get to do we all are doing the same thing and we're just simply blessing others with this information. And I want to help you to understand now, Jensen, I want you to know that when we came in and we got our product, you get to do it the same way. You just get to choose a package to purchase at wholesale. This is a no-brainer. There is a 30-day money-back guarantee. That means it's no risk. But I tell everyone, as you saw in some of the long-term results, it's going to take maybe 30, 60, 90 days before you get your story. We at 3 years are still getting more testimonies all the time, all the time. And we love that. So the packages that you get to choose from are the core, which is going to be 3 of these envelopes called sleeves with 30 patches in each one, or an advance or a premium. So the best price is on premium. At $1,750, you get 20 sleeves. Jen's bought us that because we thought we were just going to use it and he wanted the best deal. We didn't know that overnight we were going to get it and we were going to share with people we loved and cared about. And with the premium, we had extra sleeves that when if we shared and helped somebody enroll to get their product at wholesale and they live near us, we're able to loan them a sleeve of patches until theirs comes in so that they didn't have to wait 5 days to get started. So that's the best buy, and it gives you a little inventory. Then the next package down would be the advanced. That's $535 for 6 sleeves. And the cheapest package is just considered a starter package, somebody that just wants to give it a try. Maybe 2 people in the house. You would come in on the core if that's what your desire is, and it's $295. Each one of these packages has a sales tax and shipping added to it. And then on core and advanced, you'd want to be on a monthly subscription in 30 days. And on premium, your monthly subscription would start at 90 days. Here's what we tell every single person we help to get their product at wholesale. We say, what we want you to do is choose the package that fits your budget. You can always upgrade to the next package and get the better deal by upgrading. You just pay the difference and get the difference in sleeves and come in on monthly subscription order. Mark your calendar today, 25 days from today, and that's when you make your decision of, I want to keep my monthly subscription, or I want to bump it out, or I want to increase the amount of product I'm getting on a monthly basis, because you don't know today what you want. At 25 days, you're just starting to get a glimmer, possibly. But some people, it takes 6 weeks or 2 months to get a real testimony that they notice. So what I'm saying is that you're in charge of this. See, when you enroll to get your product at wholesale, you'll get a little site, and that site called a back office is going to allow you to choose whatever product you want down the road. It'll allow you to control your subscriptions. You can cancel it, turn it off. There is not an enrollment fee when you order a wholesale package. So you're just getting the product, you're not paying extra, and you get to use the product. Now, remember I said this is a natural reboot. It's not like, oh, I take a medicine and everything seems like it turns around overnight. No, this is something that's stimulating your body. In that 12 hours you wear it, and then 12 hours off gives your body a rest. So you would fill out this enrollment form and you would text a picture of it back to the person who invited you tonight, because they know what they know about this technology and they want you to know about it. And they want you to be able to help them share with your friends and family too, because this has made such a difference for all of us. And we want you to be a part of receiving the blessings also. We are here to support you and help you in any way. And we want you to know about the person behind the company. He's the owner. This is a 21-year-old company in this October.
Yep, it is. And this guy, actually, he's a genius. I mean, we just learned a couple of weeks ago, he's now got over 200 patents. And he's a scientist, he's an inventor. He specializes in age reversing. And in 2008, he focused his attention on stem cell research. 10 years, $4.5 million later, he brought the X39 to market, and we're glad he hung in there 10 years and did
So
this.
grateful.
And this company, I mean, this company has, is two sides. I mean, really, it makes that, you can just go use this product. don't tell anybody,
And just use it for yourself,
yeah.
but it's hard to do that.
But if you share it with a few people, you can get your product paid for.
Yes.
And if you share it with a lot of people, the sky's the limit. I mean, there's people all over the place making seven figures in this, but that's all up to you and how hard you want to work.
Yes.
So it's Cindy says 20-year-old company. Actually, it's 21 this year.
In October.
In October, we're open in over, I think it's 85 countries now, and if you're looking at this as something to make money with, what I love about this is,
And some of you probably didn't even know that.
yeah,
But it's an option that we want everyone to know, because I haven't met anybody today who's not saying I could use a little extra
Yeah.
income, even if it's just to bless someone else.
So it's not a Me Too product. What do I mean by that? Well, it's a totally unique product. It's patented. There's no competition. You're not out there doing weight loss or skincare or supplements and trying to tell people why your product is better than the others. I mean, this is a direct selling dream really, because like I say, there is no competition, and
You're your own boss.
you can carry these things around a little envelope. You're not carrying around
Yes.
bottles of this or bottles of that. So
Yes.
anyway, this company, since it rocked along for 20 years, doing about, well, not 20 years, but
After 20, yeah.
yeah, doing about 20 million a year. And then in 2021, the X39, just really ranked it up a bunch. And so, we've literally in the last 4 years went to over $600 million in sales, which is the growth is just,
Phenomenal.
I don't even know the percentages, but it's off the charts. And
That's the result of this technology.
it is. And we're well on our way to $1 billion this year. I mean, that's a given. It's going to happen. We are the fastest growing direct selling company in the world. We're the number one in growth, number one in momentum. And
the picture of the black and white striped outfit and the black shirt, that's Gina and Steve Merritt, my baby sister and her husband.
Mhm.
So, those of you who came on tonight, you may not have heard much before you got on, and now you understand a little bit about the technology. You may not have even realized that there was an opportunity for you to get it wholesale. You may not have realized that you could tell a few other people and get your product paid for, or that you could make a lucrative income on the side if you chose to. We know that for most of us, there's a lot of things that are important to us today, but maybe we don't have the finances, or maybe we don't feel good enough, or maybe we don't have the time to enjoy the things that we want in life. And maybe we have no freedom. And so, I think there's probably about 9 out of 10 people at least that want to get out of debt. So this might be your vehicle. We have, as a teamwork, this is a team, we have now helped over 100 families to earn over 7 figures of income. If we can do this, anybody can do this. And all it is wearing and sharing with others that this is available to them too. And there are 3 ways to earn income right now. That's what we have. But the company is actually adding an enhancement to the compensation plan in August. And then we will go from the ways we have to get paid now up to 9. So that's a pretty major thing, to have more ways to earn income. So the first is the product introduction bonus called PIB. You'll see under each package, it shows 3,500 under core, 7,500 under advanced, or 400 and 500 under premium. That simply means that when you share with someone and they enroll to get the product under you, that you earn a product introduction bonus. What's so important about these bonuses? It's helping you to get your product paid for. So we shared with 5 people in 4 days, and we had the premium package paid for in 5 days. The silly thing was, we didn't know that we made a product introduction bonus. So we didn't even know that at the end of 4 days, we had paid for our package. We learned that a few weeks later. So that's just to show you that it is quite simple. You do have to share with other people for them to know about it, but there's a very simple way to get your product paid for. And then the second part of the compensation plan is that you're able to earn commission. Team commission does cap at $25,000 a week. There is a left leg and a right leg. And as you see the position called you have people that you'll share with, and they'll come on your left and your right leg. You'll place them there. We help you to do that, just like we'll help you get your position. And when you get your first person, you already have a product introduction bonus. When you get a person left and a person right, you're usually on your way to earning some team commission. So this binary means that you're going to be having the opportunity to earn from people who come in that you may never meet, you may not know them, but you have a chance to earn commission off of them. That is why there's a potential of $25,000 commission a week. And I'm saying that correctly. It's a week. Yes, we do the footwork to make it happen.
Okay, the third way to make money is a matching bonus. So basically, when you enroll your friends and they make money, they make commission, you get 25% of it. And your friend enrolls a friend, you get 20% of that, and that friend enrolls a friend, you get 20% of that. So you're literally getting paid three levels down. This,
That's
like
right.
Cindy said, the new enhanced plan, this is going to change and
Improve.
yeah,
It's going to have even more opportunities.
it's going to change in,
Yeah.
August, I believe. So,
Yep, more opportunities to bless more people.
okay. Okay. This is it, team. I mean, this site was actually created by Cindy's sister and brother, or my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyway, they created actually two sites. This is an info, like I think Cindy already mentioned it,
All
but
the info is
but
there.
if you need a deeper dive, you want to hear how the patch works and all that kind of stuff, you can spend hours and hours in there if you want
There's
to.
doctors talking it.
Yes.
There's testimonies up at the very top of the link.
And this is it, team. You say, okay, how do you go make a lot of money? How do you make seven figures? How do you make what? Well, it's all in here.
Yes.
There's the people in here. Most of the people talking have made seven figures. So,
Yeah.
they're not just talking. They know what they're talking about.
And
So,
this is our teamwork. When
yes.
you go hear these people, and our teamwork is actually 36 months old right now. We all just came in that created that teamwork a few days ago, 3 years ago. So, or actually,
Yep.
yeah, my brother-in-law and sister came in a couple days earlier.
This is the team. We have weekly events. My gosh, there's almost something almost every night.
Yes.
And Monday night, which is tonight, we have an 8 o'clock East Coast and 10 o'clock California.
Yep. So there's a Zoom every day. You can watch it live or recorded. And there's Spanish. And the most important thing of all is Saturday, we have a training at 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
And that is where we really put the pedal to the metal and take things down to a simple, basic level to help everyone understand, how do we share? How do we get our product paid for? And so that's something you want to tune into. And there is also sites in other languages. So when I saw the Spanish, I want to remember to say, there's a Spanish site. So if you can't find it, ask the person who invited you tonight, or you can ask in the Q&A that we're going to do following this. And how do you get on those Zooms? Go to youtube.com at This Is It Team, subscribe, and be notified. So we do, as a teamwork, we do a convention. This is a time for us to gather once a year together and to learn from those that have gone to the top ranks in record time. So August 8th through 10th, we will be in Orlando. And this is something that if you might not even be enrolled tonight and you're like, wow, they're speaking my language. I want this. I need, some people, it's not just their second gig, it's their third, their fourth, their fifth gig. You need something, a plan B that can maybe replace down the road your plan A. This probably is it. That's why we named our team. This is it. Because This Is It convention.com is available still for you. We still have tickets left that you can get on and get a ticket. And we were noticing that the discounted price didn't get removed June 15th. It's still up there today and we still have rooms. And this is going to cover our room, our meal on Saturday night. We have a very nice dinner Saturday night all together, and our hotel room. But if you just, and Sunday optional service, which we hope you all stay for. And if you just want to, say you live near Orlando, or you've got somebody you want to stay with, you want to get your own Airbnb, you can do that and just get the ticket that covers the whole convention with no hotel room for $375 per person. So that is very, very reasonable. I do continuing ed for my licensure, and I'm going to tell you, there is nowhere I've spent this kind of minimal expense to get training that this team offers. So I encourage you. So I want to ask you tonight, who do you know in these towns? These are going to be live opportunity meetings during the tour leading up to Next Level Convention. So you can see the dates here. You could take a picture of this, but they're going to be doing a live meeting in Fort Lauderdale, Puerto Rico, Orlando, Atlanta, Houston, Texas, and West Palm Beach, Florida. If you are going to be there, let me know, and I will let someone know to meet you if it's not a meeting that we will be at. The live meetings do have a $5 charge because the hotels today are charging us exorbitant prices to use their facility, but the guests are all free. So take advantage of these. This is an opportunity to really get the growth in place by this or Next Level, but Next Level is your key for Next Level is the key for you to be able to have the opportunity to increase the speed of your growth. It can allow your business, if you want to build a business out of this, to skyrocket. But the secret sauce is to bring others with you to Next Level. So we just want to say thank you so much for being with us tonight. We are going to stop the recording and begin a Q&A because I know some of you have some questions, and I want to be able to allow you to ask your questions and us answer them and keep this presentation here short. So I am stopping the Zoom. Excuse me. And I think I did. What's going on here? It's a little